a 2015 American superhero film based on the Marvel comic character of the same name. What's good? It's a Boy Dude Reviews, and today we are going to review the 12th MCU movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I just said that twice, didn't I? Lol. And that is Ant-Man. And the film was produced by Marvel Studios and distributed by Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. My god, Disney seems to own everything these days. It was directed by Peyton Reed with a screenplay of a writing team of Edgar Wright and Joe Crucia and Adam McKay and Paul Rudd. It stars Paul Rudd as Scott Lang aka Ant-Man alongside Evangeline Lilly, Corey Stoll, Bobby Cannavale, Michael P. Penner, Tip T.I. Harris, Anthony Mackie, Wood Harris, Judy Greer, David Dastmalchian, and Michael Douglas as Hank Pym. You know what is the film about? Well, forced out of his own company by former protege Darren Cross, Dr. Hank Pym recruits the talents of Scott Lang, a master thief just released from prison. Lang becomes Ant-Man, trained by Pym and armed with a suit that allows him to shrink in size, possesses human strength and can control an army of ants. The miniature hero must use his skills to prevent Cross, also known as the Yellow Jacket, from perfecting the same technology and using it as an evil weapon. Ooh. Now. Development of the film began in April 2006 with the hiring of Edgar Wright and to direct and co-write with Joe Cornish. And by 2011, the two of them had completed 3 drafts of the script and shot test footage in 2012. And however, during 2014, Edgar Wright left the project, citing the creative differences, though he still received screenplay and story credits, as well as an executive producer credit. There's a whole article about that. And the film premiered in LA on June 29, 2015, and it grossed $519 million worldwide against a budget of $130 million. And critics praised the heck out of this film, welcoming the film's smaller stakes than the preceding MCU films, as well as the cast, humor, CGI effects, and got a sequel. And what do I think about this film? Let's talk about the good, and the good is definitely the use of the CGI. I love how they use the CGI in this film. Like when Scott Lang shrinks down into ant size, I love how when he's small, it's from the perspective of how an ant is. It kind of reminded me of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids at times, and I thought that was really cool, I like the way little bits little dust balls can really affect an ant or something like that, and I feel like it was really cool the way they handled it. It's a whole sequence involving a train set. I'm not going to tell you which part of the film it is, but it was flipping funny. It's like this little kid's train set, and it's little tiny little thing, but in an ant's perspective, it's this train of death. It's freaking terrifying. It's like a freaking action-packed film. I flipping loved it. I like how it takes this kind of heist tone. It's a heist movie, and I did like that. I feel like it really worked with what the story and the character was all about, and I thought, yeah, that's pretty good. I do like Paul Rudd's performance as Scott Lang. I think he does a really good job. All the cast do a really great job, particularly Michael Douglas as Hank Pym. But yeah, they do all a pretty damn good job as well. The one character I did like was Michael Penner's performance. He's one of Scott Lang's friends, and he has some of the funniest lines and the funniest moments, and I flipping did love it. He was a really funny guy. In fact, his whole team is just so funny, absolutely funny. I loved all of them, his entire team. They're all so funny, they're all so amazing, and they have some of the best lines. I feel like they all work really well. And yeah, also I do like the editing in this film. It's a very fast-paced movie. It's probably one of the fastest paced movies in the MCU I've ever seen. It's very quick, it's very snappy, it gets to the point, doesn't drag on. There's this one scene involving Scott Lang and Evangeline Lilly's character where they're in a car, and it's kind of it's the typical the character's gonna try and convince the other character to see that the person who they feel isn't listening to them isn't a bad guy, and the way they handled it was like, it was like, I think it was in 20 seconds. That's like the quickest I've ever seen it, but they got to the point and we got it, we got the emotion, and I thought it was really cool. Like, I do like all the effects. There's a lot of cool sequences, and it's particularly a sequence involving one of the Avengers, which is pretty funny as well. I flipping love it. But apart from that, I have to admit, the movie isn't that. It's not my favorite MCU film. This is where we come to my mixed aspect, my mixed to negatives, I would say, in a way. And the problem I have with this film is that it's very generic. It's probably one of the most cardboard MCU movies I've ever watched. It's very, very cardboard. It's pretty stale. I've seen this type of film done to death. Like, it's very predictable. I know where it's going. The tropes, it's just so predictable. And the reason why I don't like it is that I think some of the humor comes across forced and it doesn't always land for me. Like, I think I only liked it in the cinema. What I found with this film is that when I watched it in the cinema the first time, I was laughing my butt off with the audience as well, because everyone was enjoying the film. And then I got it on Blu-ray and watched it at home, and I didn't laugh at all. I found it boring. I found it so boring. I wanted it to end so desperately. Oh my gosh, it was boring. Yeah, it's one of those films you would definitely prefer to watch it with an audience than watching it on your own, because I don't think it has the same effect watching it on your own. It's a lot slower than you imagined watching it on your own. Gotta watch it with a crowd, man. Gotta watch it with a crowd. And yeah, even Ant-Man as a character isn't really my favorite MCU character. Yeah, sorry Ant-Man. With that, I'm gonna have to give this film a 6 out of 10. I'm gonna give it a C+. But we'll check this film out. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it. It is a pretty cool flick. But thanks for watching the review. Please like and share this video and comment down below and tell me what's your favorite MCU flick. With that said, thank you for watching. As always, a Boarded Review signing out.